Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Today I want to talk to you about getting rid of your junk. A lot of people find this lifestyle, a sort of minimalist lifestyle, or want to simplify their life because they have too much junk in their life and they're sick of being surrounded by crap. And I can totally understand this sentiment because I grew up in a house full of hoarders and we had so much crap all over the place. I felt suffocated, and so I know that feeling. And if you're ready to let go of all the stuff that's just encroaching on your space, maybe physically, maybe just mentally, you feel overwhelmed. If you're ready for that, I want to help you. I want to clarify before we start. Everybody's junk is going to be different. What you consider junk may not be junk for somebody else. It's really personal. It depends on what's important to you and what you want to live, how you want to live your lifestyle. I'm going to cover a few methods that I've found helpful and others have found helpful for getting rid of their junk, and also what to do with it when you're ready to say goodbye to it, and a few sort of tips to keep you on track during the process. The first method is the pack everything in boxes method, which is where you go around your entire home, say you're focusing on your home, and you put everything you own in boxes. Or if it's something big like a couch or a television, cover it up with a sheet or put a sticky note on it that says do not use, whatever it is. Basically, take away your access to everything. And then just unpack or uncover the things as you go about using them. Really, you just unpack the things you use. So that means you're going to make dinner at night and you just pull out the one bowl or one plate and the utensils that you're using to eat. The idea is you don't unpack all 50 dishes that you have. And the point is to kind of see what you use. And you can define the time period that you want to do this in. Some people say 2 weeks, some people say a month. There may be things that are really important to you that you only use once a year or, seasonally. If you have, say, a snowboard, but it's summertime and you don't use it within that month, but you want to have it, then that's understandable. But this will really give you a good idea of what you're using and what you aren't. Then the point is to go through all the stuff that you didn't use and kind of get rid of it. Another way to go about doing this, if you feel kind of overwhelmed by taking it on all at once, is to just choose one space at a time. And you can define what that one space means for you. So maybe you want to just take on your kitchen, or just take on your office, or your bedroom, or living room, etc. Or perhaps even that feels a little overwhelming. So you say, I really need to overhaul my office, but today or this week or this month even, I'm just going to focus on my desk or my filing cabinet. Then set a schedule where you commit to whatever doesn't bring up resistance for you. So if that means that you will just commit to 5 minutes a day of going through the piles on your desk or whatever space you've chosen, then just commit to those 5 minutes. If you decide to do more than 5, that's great. And a lot of days you probably will. You'll probably get rolling and get into it. But don't set yourself up for failure. So if you're not somebody who really loves to clean or organize, or it overwhelms you to overhaul your stuff, just commit to 5 minutes a day. The last method that I want to mention that I've seen work really well for the people that it's right for is to just dive in and go balls to the walls and take on your entire existence of physical crap you have all at once. So those are 3 main methods that I would recommend to go about getting rid of your stuff. And so now you may be asking, what do I do with it when I'm done? Well, there's a couple of things. So there's selling it. You can obviously sell it if it's the right type of item. You can post it on Craigslist or eBay, or maybe you just know somebody who wants it. Some things you can put on Amazon. Sell the items that are worth your time posting them. If it's a $5 item and it's going to take a lot of time to deal with all that, you'd probably be better off just donating it. So that's the next thing you can do. You can donate it. You can donate to Goodwill or local centers, charities, churches. There's all sorts of places that have, clothing drives, book drives, household good drives, anything. Or you can gift it. Maybe you have a family or friend that you think that a certain item would be perfect for. The only thing I would say about this is, in the interest of helping others simplify their life and their lives and find more peace and tranquility and all of that good stuff, if you're going to gift something, make sure that that item is really going to add value to that person's life, or at least that you think it will. If you're going for the gung-ho method, you can always be bold and post something on, say, Craigslist that says, "Come and get all my stuff. I'm getting rid of all my stuff." I know of people who've done this. They've either gotten rid of all their stuff for free, or they've been at their home and posted their address, and people have come in and instead of giving it away for free, they've had price tags on it, and they just sort of had an impromptu yard sale or whatnot. A yard sale is another way to go about selling your stuff. The only downside I would say to that is, don't let it be one of those things that drags out forever. Like, oh, I didn't sell that thing this week, so I'm going to keep it in my garage and I'll sell it next month. When you do this, have the goal to get the stuff out of your site ASAP. I have some tips that I want to share with you to hopefully help you stay on track during this process. So one of them is to get really clear about your goals, what your goals are. And again, in my last video, I covered more about how to get clear about your entire life and to simplify. So that may be a good place to start if you're not really sure what your goals are. When you have those goals set, write them down for yourself. It may be good to pull in the idea of a calendar here as well and set up which days you're going to be covering which areas, and on the side there, just have what your general goals are and why you're doing this. It's important to help yourself stay motivated, to be really clear and informed on why you're doing something, because halfway through the project you may start to feel your energy really dive down and you're feeling like you don't have the motivation to do it anymore. But if you remember what got you started in the first place, that's going to make a huge difference. Enlist somebody to hold you accountable, especially if you're doing this on your own. So maybe have a friend that's checking in with you, or somebody that you're going to report to, and you've told them, you've made a commitment, you've said, I'm gonna let you know every time I finish X, Y, or Z, and if I haven't checked in with you at this point, give me crap about it. If you need to have rewards, set up a reward system for yourself. Okay, the last bit I want to share with you are just some general questions I think that you can ask yourself along this process to help keep you on track. You can ask yourself, when was the last time I used this? And also, when is the next time I'm going to use this again? And be realistic. Does this add value to my life? Does this help facilitate happiness or joy in my life? Does this help me in the path towards reaching my goals or reaching my dreams? Does this item contribute to a positive or a negative habit in my life? Do I need to own this? Or can I find another way to use it when I need it? So, for example, there's a lot of things I got rid of in my house. When I switched to a raw vegan diet, I didn't need anything basically to cook in the kitchen anymore. But there were still some items like baking pans that I would use occasionally when I was making special things. So I would borrow them from people, or I would go over to their house and then we would have a fun day doing an activity together. How much does it cost to care for this item? Does it excite me to look at this item or to touch it or to play with it or use it? Is there some way I can maintain the utility of this item without having it take up so much space? So say you have a ton of CDs and you've gotten rid of all the ones that you really don't use anymore, but there's some that you really use but you don't want to have the space. Well, you can put that on your computer and store it that way. And lastly, you can ask yourself, how would it feel to let go of this? How would it feel to have the newly created space in my life? Guys, have fun with this process. I think that this is a super cool thing to be doing. I'm so glad that you're interested in it. Write to me if you have any questions or comments or feedback. I'd love to hear about the crazy overhauling that's going on at your place. Also, just do what feels right for you. Your home or your space doesn't have to look like anybody else's. You don't need to have certain items just because everybody else does. Really challenge yourself to have what feels right for you, however much or however little that is, however weird those items are. Do what feels right for you. Stay inspired. Have a lot of fun. Thanks again for watching, guys.